This is Craig Stewart's RaceWorks in San Diego, California. Their off-road luxury PreRunners are the best in the world. The latest is being built for the Tisco race team of Gary and Mark Wyrick, the world's first Ford Raptor luxury PreRunner.
He only let me have it for a day.
And it was amazing.
We came back after dark and he said, I didn't say you could pre-run it, I just told you you could take it up the highway. So we went on like a 250-mile pre-run with it. It was awesome. The thing was flawless. I mean, it's an amazing truck. It really is. We got to talk to Craig about the geometry and look at putting that in some of our race trucks because I've never driven a truck that's more stable, that turns better than that RaceWorks PreRunner. So I'm ecstatic with that thing. I can't wait to get mine built.
You heard Mark right. He's building one too. The red cab is his new PreRunner, but don't let that distract you. For now, we're keeping our eye on the one with the white doors, Gary's baby. The frame is done, the motor is in position, and major suspension components are in final assembly. Before they can talk about body panels, it's a question of clearance. 37 inches in the back, 26.5 in the front. The wheels are fixed temporarily in full deflection, their maximum possible upward position, and then the body starts to live.
Scott Kell, master fabricator, is chopping up an original body to shape around all our suspension components. So we can custom make our fiberglass is going to actually look like a Raptor body instead of like custom fiberglass like we normally do. We're going to try and keep the Raptor shape to it.
Trying to leave as much structure on it as I can because I kind of have to cut it apart and extend it. And what we're going to try and do is take these stock fender well flares and kind of cut them apart and remake them to fit the new larger fender well. And then that way we'll have a separate piece that we can snap on pretty much just like a factory part. That way, if they get rock damage and stuff like that, it'll be a lot easier to replace than the whole fender. So kind of maintain that stock look, I guess, is what we're trying to do.
You mix it 50-50. As soon as you stir it, it starts to take off where it starts to rise like a cake in an oven. So this is how the foam looks right when as soon as it's done and it's cured and you peel away the cardboard that holds the form and the shape. You use a saw like this and you can just trim away whatever you want to get to the rough contour, and then I'll use this cheese grater tool. And this would be like the main shaping of the fender itself to get it probably about 80% closer to what I'm trying to get.
What he's trying to get is, well, stock. For a long time now, looking stock hasn't been a cool thing to say. But Ford changed the game. People are talking about the Raptor. If you ask desert racers and fans, they'll even say they like it. Keeping it stock has suddenly become cool again.
The next step after I shape the foam is I'm applying a layer of fiberglass over the foam. Try to get as much of the resin into the foam so it'll get down inside of there and bite a lot better. And then go lay the cloth over the foam and start applying resin to that also. Once it's a hard shell, then I'll go over again and sand it down and take down whatever little imperfection or bumps there is on it. And the next step after that is the Bondo application. And that's where it gets harder. You have to carve in the lines that you want onto the fender, or you can change the shape of it drastically with playing with the Bondo. So
with a lot of like metal parts, the finish is the last thing that goes on. With a fiberglass part, finish is the first thing that goes on. So we spray the color coat, and then the fiberglass reinforced material goes in behind it, and then voila, you pop it out and it releases from the mold, and you got a nice shiny, or you know, whatever the exterior of the product looks like. Sand it and paint it and mount it to the truck or car or buggy or whatever, and you're off and running.
After all the work it took to build them, these body panels end their life here, where they become a plug for a mold. Tom's mold then becomes a master template to cast final panels. And, quite deliberately, a new Ford Raptor body kit will be born.
I've been looking at this right here.
Okay.
When he made this, you know, this little recess right
Sure.
here, I'm almost tempted to put a little clay in there. I think he made it too deep. It didn't need to be so defined.
Sure.
And see, I can make that still look like
Sure,
you've got
like a
it,
thinner
like
line.
like you got that
Sure.
flare on there, but not nearly so deep and defined.
Okay. Yeah. What it has to be, it don't
Yeah,
matter.
yeah. We'll probably go with a layer matte, layer cloth, layer of matte, core, and then 3 more layers of material on top of that. And it'll be a 6-ply lamination with a layer of 1/8 inch core in between. And then we'll have buildups in the wheel wells.
Okay. I want to get rid of all the buckles on the outside of the car because it's a street car, way nicer.
Yeah.
So I've come up with this whole latch system that's simple, actually, way easy to use. And we're just going to build flanges on the inside of the hood and have it just click together. So we're sending these parts out to powder coat right now. Quite a bit ahead of schedule, actually. So we can get these back and have them all pre-assembled to put on the trucks at the last minute, because we're still quite a ways away on the chassis, and we still have tin work to do, and the body's being made now. So we're just trying to be proactive and do everything we can to be ahead of the game here.